Hello, here we are with another Uncle Gonzo 5 random questions with none other than James Jr. Here we go. How did you meet Ernie? And how long has the awesome duo of James and Ernie been together?
Hey, we've been together for 18 years. Going into, well, this is actually our 18th year, but I met him at a comedy competition. I was competing against him. And I was like, man, who is that guy? Who's that guy over there? I could not get my head around, my thoughts around it. And he was calling himself Concho Roman. Then I asked him, how come you went with the name Concho Roman? He says, just in case I bomb, nobody'd know my real name. Bam, bam, boom. We became James and Ernie from there on.
All right. Being on the road, traveling across America to do shows, what do you do in your spare time?
I coach a team, baseball, 14 and 16 and under, and also mountain bike and road bike. And that takes up most of my time right there, besides doing contracts and getting back to people. So those are my hobbies, and it takes a lot of my time. And then I'm back on the road doing what I love, is this job.
All right. It says, our Navajo land is a beautiful place. Where have you been off the res that reminded you of about Navajo?
Yeah, you know what? I've actually been to Africa, the Republic of Kenya, and that was very similar to Navajo land. Just the landscaping in the desert, and it was just so hot. And I felt like, man, as far away as I am in Africa, it feels so much like home. Just the heat, the people are very nice and cordial. So I love that about traveling abroad.
All right. As a native comedian, is there boundaries of what you can and cannot say off your own res?
I don't consider them boundaries, but I have my own little boundaries that I set for myself, and that keep me on the to be sane, I guess you can say, or to have conviction. So I do get a little edgy at times, but I know that I can push it. Just like in a relationship, with like a friendship, or even a relationship with your kids, there's only so far you know where to go, and I have that on the inside of me. So there's really, you can go as far as you want to in public speaking or in comedy, but I don't cuss. That's the one thing that I don't do. I've always held that true to myself. I think I went the distance and with the sobriety and said, you know what, I should just go the extra mile and just make it a family-oriented comedy for everybody. And that's kind of the challenge, is because there's a lot of comedians that don't do that. And I've heard a lot of people come up to me and say, I appreciate you not cussing in your shows. And that's what I love, and I'll continue to hold that for all the days of my life in comedy.
Awesome. Last question. To our native youth who want to pursue becoming an artist of any type, what words of encouragement can you share for them to live out their dreams?
First order of business is it's going to be a lot of work. I'm not trying to say that you can't do it, but there is a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of giving up that you want to do. But if you really believe in yourself, truly 100% believe in what you're trying to do, you'll persevere through those things. There's hundreds of times that I felt like cashing it in, but I knew that eventually, if I kept at it, kept chipping away, as the word goes, chipping away at things, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. Now, that's the key word, is where you want to be. As a performer, as an artist, as a poet, as an actor, even in sports, you got to put the work in. The one thing I want you to realize is, as much work as you put into it is exactly how much you're going to get back out of it.
Awesome. That's our 5 questions with James June. And here in Aneth, Utah. Anything else?
Oh, have a good one. James June's on Facebook. Check it out. Like the page.